There's a piece of technology inside your body right now that's a little bit more advanced than anything Silicon Valley could ever dream up, and you've been using it your whole entire life, maybe without even knowing it. The ancient civilizations knew this. They use it to build pyramids that align with the stars and sail the oceans without any of the tools that we have at our fingertips today. They knew how to access the divine, which was always right here. They understood the human body isn't just tissue, flesh, and bone. Within you lies a piece of human technology that you're using to surf realities. It's a transmitter, it's a receiver, it's a tuner, a third eye that allows you to see between worlds. Sitting right here in the center of your brain is a small, pine cone-shaped organ called the pineal gland. Our ancestors call it the seat of the soul. Modern science calls it a vestigial organ, dismissing it as leftover junk that you don't even need anymore. But what if I told you that it's actually God's antenna? This little gland, no bigger than a grain of rice, is how you tune into different frequencies of the exact reality that you're trying to manifest. No different than tuning a dial on a radio to switch stations. When you begin to tune it correctly, you don't just dream about wealth, love, or success. You literally shift into the reality where those things already exist in your life. Your emotions are the signal, and every feeling that you have programs your cells at a molecular level. When you feel abundant, your cells respond to abundance. When you feel loved, your cells respond to love. When you feel fear, your cells respond to fear. This isn't some spiritual metaphor. This is technology that we're talking about. Your emotions are quite literally rewriting your genetic code and in real time and dictating what you manifest next. God is not distant. It's the living intelligence pulsating in every cell of your body and your imagination. You are God, and within you, an antenna that only you can tune to experiences and feelings that you want out of life. By the end of this video, though, you're going to realize something that'll give you back the power that you may have forgotten how to use. You don't need a priest. You don't need a pastor. You don't need some middleman to access the God inside of you. You're not at the mercy of your circumstances, your past, your traumas, or some force outside of you deciding whether you get to be happy or not. Your state of being is what we're going to be fine-tuning today, because that is what selects which reality you experience next. Once upon a time, I served in the United States Army during the war in Iraq. It was 2003, and I served in an aviation battalion where I worked on radar systems, one called the 18 Alpha. It was almost a relic back then, but there's a larger purpose to why this appeared in that chapter of my life. Now, stay with me here because this is about to connect in a way that'll blow your mind. So, it was my job to fix this radar, right? Whenever it started to malfunction, my squad would come on in and fix it so that air traffic controllers could communicate with all the aircrafts trying to depart or land at our base. This radar system transmitted and received these pulsating bursts of radio waves at specific frequencies. Those radio waves shot out, bounced off the aircrafts in the sky, and the radar received the reflected signal right on back. Based on what comes back, the system knows exactly where that object is, how fast it's moving, and the ability to communicate with the pilot, all through frequencies that are invisible to our naked eyes. To make sure I drive this point home a little bit easier, let's make it a lot more simpler, shall we? Saying a radio uses radio waves is like saying your car uses gasoline, and its frequency is like the octane rating of that gasoline. Now, your pineal gland isn't just some dormant organ that you only use when you're falling asleep and waking up. That's what a lot of those medical websites would like you to believe, but it's a powerful quantum antenna that's constantly recalibrating itself based on the frequency you're broadcasting through your thoughts and through your emotional state. Your body works the same exact way. As a matter of fact, a lot better than that old 18 alpha. Your pineal gland is the transmitter and the receiver. Your emotions are the frequency you're using to tune it. And the reality, the people you experience in your life, is a reflected signal bouncing right on back to you. They, including me, are a reflection of the aspects of your personality, your thoughts, and your beliefs. Just like the mirror principle, just like the principle of correspondence, just like everyone is you pushed out, this is the blueprint behind how all of that actually operates. When you feel a certain way and hold that as your dominant states, your cells respond by emitting that specific frequency. That frequency broadcasts out into the field all around you, interacting with all the possibilities that exist, and it brings it right on back to you, reflecting back circumstances, people, and events that match your signal. You don't have to be a victim of this reality anymore because you actually have the most advanced antenna system inside your head that is constantly pinging out to the universe and receiving back exactly what you're broadcasting out to it. And you have the power to change that broadcast at any time you see fit. So keep on watching because I'm going to show you exactly how to tap into it. But let's set the fundamentals straight first. Most people walk around broadcasting fear, lack, limitation on repeat, and they don't even know it. Then they wonder why life keeps on reflecting back those same frequencies, those same experiences right back to them. They're stuck on one channel complaining about the program there, never realizing they're the ones that are tuning the actual dial. You are now understanding that your thoughts, your emotions recalibrate that signal in real time. You're not going to be stuck anymore, walking around forcing yourself to think positive thoughts and hoping for the best. You're going to be fine-tuning your biological antenna to a different frequency. And when you do that, and you keep it there, you lock into a different reality. This is how you shift from one reality to the other. You shift from the reality where you're broke to the one where you're wealthy. From the reality where you're alone to the one where you're loved. From the reality where you're unknown and forgotten about to one that you're respected and renowned. You're not creating these realities though. They already exist. You're just tuning into them. Radio waves are surrounding you right now as we speak. They're everywhere, carrying data, information, messages, images, sound. The image, this image right here, my voice, is all arriving through frequencies to your phone that's tapped into them. And you can only engage with them if you're tuned into the proper one. Just because you're locked into one radio station doesn't mean that the airwaves and the radio stations that's out there don't exist. They're all playing in real time. This is the same for the reality you want to manifest, and the way there is to tune into the feeling frequency of it until you start to pick up on the synchronicities, the messages, and the experiences, and everything that comes along with it. Carl Jung labeled these as synchronicities. This is when you start to see angel numbers, repeating numbers, specific words, specific names, or videos on your timeline that popped up at the right time. Just like this one. No different than a radio tuner going through all the different static, picking up on faint voices, faint music right before it locks into the right radio station. There's just one obstacle outside of you, and that's the system. If you're not consciously tuning your own frequency, someone else will do it for you. Social media, TV, the news, they're not just feeding you information, they're tuning your signal. Every headline is designed to trigger fear. Every dead scroll session is engineered to make you feel inadequate. Every single advertisement convinces you that you're missing something. That's them adjusting your antenna to broadcast envy, anxiety, maybe a little bit of codependence. You're picking up their signal loud and clear while the ones you're trying to tap into are just really a bunch of static. And when your frequency is tuned to the wrong, guess what reality you get to experience next? The one that benefits the system and not you. The one where you're always chasing, always hustling, always consuming, always reacting, but never satisfied with any of it. Whoever controls your emotional state controls the frequency you're broadcasting. And whoever controls your frequency controls the reality you get to live in. But you already have the tools and a wealth of knowledge on this channel and in my INNERVERSE program that shows you just how to tune God's antenna, not through wishful thinking or suffering while repeating the endless list of affirmations, all those fluffy, feel-good affirmations. No, but through precise programming and vibrational communication. Remember this, when you visualize, when you script, when you do pull out that list of affirmations, you're uploading information to the universe about what you want to experience. When you meditate, you're downloading information on how to get there. But manifestation isn't just solely about constantly sending out signals to the universe. It's also about receiving from it. When you meditate, you're receiving the blueprint. When you meditate, you're receiving the next step, the inspired action, the opportunities you would have missed out on if you were a little bit too busy running on autopilot. So you must first learn how to receive your desired reality. Whatever it is you want exists on a specific frequency, and there's a dominant emotional state that lies on that frequency. This is what Neville Goddard meant when he said that feeling is the secret. It's not just enough to think about what you want. You have to identify and define the feeling that comes along with having it. What does wealth feel like? It feels like freedom. What does love feel like? It feels like safety. What does success feels like? It feels like fulfillment, with a little bit of pride sprinkled on. Less is more, so train yourself to be precise. If you can't describe the feeling in one single word, keep on subtracting the noise until you can. When you visualize your outcome, don't just see the picture in your mind. Feel what it's like to have it. touch it with your imaginary hands, hear it with your imaginary ears until you feel a sensation in your body. That's the feeling, and that's the sensation that transmit the signal out from your antenna, and the picture of what you want is encoded right along with it. But now we've arrived at the next level of mastering your God mind. Your signal doesn't just stay inside of you, it goes out into the quantum field, the collective consciousness that we're all connected to. It's an invisible network, and when you broadcast these new frequencies, you're not just changing your reality, you're making it easier for others to access the same type of reality. Let me give you the perfect example. May 6, 1954, Roger Bannister breaks the 4-minute mile record, a feat that doctors, scientists, and athletes all said was physically impossible. They believed the human body couldn't withstand it, that it would kill anyone and everyone who was stupid enough to try it. But Roger didn't believe any of that bullshit. He tuned into a different frequency, one where the impossible became possible. He saw himself crossing that finish line in record time, and he ran that mile in 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds. Can you guess what happened next? Within 46 days, someone else broke the record. And within 3 years, 16 more runners had done the same damn thing. Yes, 16 of them. Today, the 4-minute mile is a standard benchmark for distance runners. So what changed? Did human biology suddenly evolve in just 46 days? No. What changed was the information in the human field. Once Bannister proved it was possible, his transmission made it accessible for everybody else. He uploaded the frequency and other runners began to download it. This happens in everyday life too, you know? This is when your homeboy gets married and then all of a sudden you finally meet the woman of your dreams that you can settle down with. Why a friend gets a promotion or a raise even. Now you're starting to get a record amount of sales in your own business. This is how the 5G consciousness network works. Well, it wouldn't be 5G exactly. I guess you would call it 5D? Anyway, this is how the breakthroughs happen. One person shifts their frequency, proves it real, and suddenly the entire field adjusts. You're doing the same thing every single day. The question is, are you broadcasting the frequency of limitation or are you broadcasting the frequency of abundance? Because whatever signal you're sending out into the field, that's what's coming right back to you. And that's what you're making possible for everyone else around you. That's the power of God within you. When you win, everyone around you starts to win. But everyone starts this race at different times. So don't look down on yourself. Don't look down on your progress if you're not where you want to be yet. You're getting there. If you're in the winter arc of your life right now, as a matter of fact, and those negative thoughts, those toxic people and repetitive patterns keep showing up, keep popping up in your life, that's not really happening by chance. When you vibrate anger, you receive back experiences to get angry about. When you vibrate fear, you receive fear back when the job or the client doesn't believe you're a good fit for them. When you're vibrating in fear, Dream Girl is gonna say no. She's gonna think the chemistry's off. She's gonna be afraid of committing to you because you're afraid that she won't commit to you. You see how that works? But when you're vibrating with neutrality, acceptance, a little bit of peace sprinkled on top, that's when she finds you magnetic. That's when she can't help but want to make spending time with you one of her top priorities. This is how you improve your life and everyone around you simply by manifesting the things that bring you fulfillment. That's it. Damn, that sounds like a good deal, doesn't it? A deal of a lifetime. You're not being selfish when you indulge in your own fulfillment. You're being a proactive force of nature. So we all can improve our signals. But here's where most people derail a little bit. Most of the people that I work with, most of the clients, most of the members, sometimes they lose the plot at this point right here. And that's when I swoop in like an eagle and get them back on track. They visualize once, they feel good for 5-10 minutes, and then they spend the rest of the day broadcasting out fear, doubt, and worry. But not you though. You're cool. I like you. Because after this video, I have a top secret mission for you. Your mission from this point forward is to hold that feeling, the one you saw with your imaginary eyes, as your dominant state until it manifests into your reality. This is why I specifically teach to pick up on frequencies like gratitude, relief, satisfaction, and peace, because those are the states that you can achieve almost on a daily basis. You don't have to wait for an angry, judgmental God in the sky to give you permission to feel those emotions. You can allow yourself to receive them now. Here's what happens when you actually do this. Your brain activates the same neural circuits it would activate if the experience were physical. Visualizing something with decisive emotional intensity and physically experiencing that, to your subconscious mind, they're identical. It sees no difference. So when you sit down and you feel the gratitude, it feels like a lightness in your chest. That feeling is already having what you desire, and your subconscious starts to register that as fact. It starts reorganizing your perception, your behavior, the opportunities, all of that to align to your frequency. Now, the challenge is this. Can you hold that feeling of gratitude when the money doesn't hit your account on time? Can you hold a feeling of peace when somebody says no or rejects you? Can you believe in your business idea when no one else agrees to your vision? Can you hold your frequency while there's a little bit of static in your life? Once you do, you train your mind to be the proactive and not the reactive, and reality will do everything in its power to conform to your state of mind. This is why people say things like, my life changed when I changed. It's not that the earth just stopped rotating and magically shifted. It's that your frequency shifted, and reality had no choice but to reflect it back. The people out there in the world walking around, they constantly and consistently manifest because of one reason. Whether they understand these mechanics or not, they have mastered the art of maintaining vibrational clarity through their attention and through their emotions. They're not all over the place letting any and everything trigger them. They pick a frequency and they hold that frequency day in, day out, week in, week out, until the reflection starts reflecting. That's the difference between someone who dabbles in spiritual laws and someone who lives it. One broadcasts randomly, the other transmits with laser precision. So, come a little bit closer. I need you to really lock into this as I wrap up this lesson. Each time you manifest something, you're not only contributing to your life, you're contributing to every other human being that you'll ever meet and all the ones you never will. Your success becomes their success. Your joy becomes their possibility. This is all about you. And it's also bigger to you at the same time. The question here, the question you need to answer right now is very simple. Will you continue to be God's antenna tuned to fear, anger, and envy? Or will you choose to be the antenna tuned into wealth, joy, and abundance? You and only you have the power to receive any reality you choose. The technology is already inside of you. It always has been. So stop waiting for permission outside of yourself to use it. Your consciousness selects your reality, and every single day of your life, you get to decide what signal you're broadcasting out into the universe. If this episode shifted something in you, then let me know down in the comments and simply type, I've shifted. And since you made it to the end of this video, you're definitely ready for the next step. Inside my INNERVERSE program, we're going to go even deeper than this. This is where I show you the exact steps on how to recalibrate your subconscious mind at the deepest level and sustain the frequencies of a life of success, fulfillment, whatever you want. If that sounds like something that you're ready for, if you made it to the end of this video, you're more than ready. Click the link down in the pinned comment. If not, go watch one of my other episodes. There's always something here for wherever you're at in your journey. I am Shaun, and you are neither here nor there. Thank you for spending your time and space with me.